Alright, so welcome to Project Godzilla episode 8, Betrayal and Battery Stakes.
I came up with that title myself.
Because I couldn't come up with a title for, I wrote the script, but I couldn't come up with a title.
And I just couldn't think of a good better name, so I was like, oh wait, Battery Stakes.
And Betrayal.
And Betrayal. And Battery Stakes because that's what Destroya eats later in the episode. And this is pretty much...
Yeah, and it does continue from where it left off, just like last episode.
Yes.
Even though we filmed it on entirely different days, which is why the lighting is so off.
Yes, and why the positioning of the furniture is different too.
Yeah. You know, dramatic stings we put in here.
Yeah, it's like...
If it wasn't enough of a Monster Island Buddies ripoff, it's even more so now.
Yeah,
and then
Monster Island Buddies knockoff.
Monster X was introduced in the last episode, and now we get some more character development for Monster X.
Who is the new baddie of what would have become the rest of Project Godzilla.
Yeah, and one thing, yeah, I like what you did with this little montage right here, where you just explain how evil Monster X is.
Yes, this threat is known as Kaiser, the evilest monster that ever eviled evil.
Yeah. Take a shot every time he says evil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, take a shot.
Shots.
No, take a shot like a vaccine shot, not a shot of liquor.
Yeah.
You would probably die if you took like 50 vaccines at once.
And the reference to Dragon Ball Z, because that's basically what it sounded like.
Yeah. I just love this part. It was like, who writes this crap?
Yeah, even though
I was the one that wrote the script, but yeah, you were here.
I'm mostly the editor, and I pretty much create all the characters and stuff.
Yeah. I got shot of Rexy or just pans. Then pans to corpses. And how you filmed this? I think I was just in your bedroom.
It was in my bedroom. It was normal shot, but I dimmed the lighting in these scenes.
Yeah, and I think you closed
I think I closed my curtains. That's actually a good shot of Monster X. The lighting makes.
And then you just killed Naruto just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
A character that'll never appear in our series.
No, I don't even have that figure anymore.
And then he kills Cthulhu. Cthulhu's like, no! And he just dies.
I mostly voiced over most of this.
Yeah.
And then in great fashion of breaking the fourth wall,
he kills the cameraman.
So we don't know what happens after that.
Get the camera out of my face.
Because we break the fourth wall a lot in the show.
Yeah.
It's pretty much becomes a staple of Project Godzilla is breaking the fourth wall.
I just love Godzilla's explanation. He's just like, well, we have nothing better to do, so sure, we'll train.
Yeah, and he's like, I could take him. I'm the strongest monster there is. And Rexy's like, no, he actually absorbed you and became immortal. Not really. And that
so
whole
you
thing,
die, but not really?
Yeah, it's like, how's that thing? Because technically you die, but not really. So what does that mean? We just came up with that.
Open to interpretation.
Yeah, we just came up with that on the fly. And this was actually originally going to be an episode 7, but we decided to put it in episode...
It paced better episode, I almost said 9, it's episode 8.
Yeah, and
like... The whole point of the introduction of Edie was basically to replace Godzilla, because we didn't really know what to do with him, and he's a douchebag.
Yeah, it's basically a douche. He's accusing Edie of replacing him, even though Edie has no knowledge of this. He's just a robot. He's just a robot just like the old man.
Yeah, and then the AT sound effect we always use in the series.
Yeah.
Oh, my face.
My face.
And he just flies away.
The figure almost fell over when I was shooting that too. Oh, and here's another homage to Monster Island Buddies coming up. Monsters in Training.
What are you doing, Doug?
Yeah.
I couldn't.
They were just watching Monsters in Training instead of training.
Yeah, they were
work to train.
Yeah, basically, I think Godzilla and Rexy were just watching the episode on a loop.
No, just the Monsters in Training skit on a loop.
Yeah. Now, I really like this picture that I made. That was actually like a hotel or something that I found on the internet, and I just put the Restaurant of Raw sign over it.
One thing about the Restaurant of Raw, the Winged Dragon of Raw owns it, and he has a statue of himself in the middle. He's such a fucking narcissist.
Basically.
I mean, why would you have a statue of yourself in your own restaurant if you weren't a narcissist?
Yeah, apparently in the context, this restaurant recently opened up, and I guess the Winged Dragon of Raw bestowed Clark the managerial position.
Yeah, because why not?
Yeah.
So they needed a bunch of new employees, so that makes a lot more sense to hire,
rejects.
Rejects because they were looking for a job.
Yeah, speaking of which, Piccolo's over there.
Yeah. And Piccolo dead, so...
Yes, and then here's Batra, the Lord of the Stage.
Yes, he's the stage manager. So it's a restaurant/theater.
Shout out to Michelle Knotts, by the way, because she voices Jessie in the Pokemon anime. But this whole thing with Team Rocket, we just thought it'd be funny to have them go perform a stage thing.
Yeah, and they were rejected immediately.
Yeah.
Instead of the cane, he just punches them, they flew off.
Yeah.
And now we got the greatest gang of all.
Gang of all. The perverted gang of perverts.
With Rock Rapist.
And Panty Sniffer in the background.
Yeah, who's Trunks.
Yeah.
And Axe Problem.
Yes. And then Boo over here is order. He literally takes their order.
Literally, yeah, he gives him his ass.
It's like, we want your ass, but we're joking.
Okay, an order of my ass. I will be right back.
He just
Walks away and then walks back and hands him his legs. Here you go, gentlemen, my ass.
I thought this was hilarious.
Yeah. And they just order nachos, and on the fly is like, more cheese and lots of cheese.
Yeah, extra cheese, more cheese, and lots of cheese. So that's like 3 times the amount of cheese you would put on nachos.
Absurd amount of cheese. Well, it's nachos with their cheese.
Yeah, totally.
And they're on a date, but his friends, and Cthulhu just ruins it.
He just comes in and he's like trashing the restaurant.
Yeah.
And with the
Holy Grail, yeah, the Holy Grail. And just out of nowhere, he destroyed
the
statue of
It's
Ra.
alive. Now the whole "what are you looking at, Rudolph" thing was actually a reference to the 2000 live-action Grinch film.
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be funny if he just said that to the statue.
Yeah. Here's the thing, you're the only person I met that actually likes that movie a lot. Like everyone else I know, when you talk about that movie, thinks that movie's creepy as hell.
I liked it because I watched it as a kid. Plus, my mother, she's a big Jim Carrey fanatic,
Yeah.
so she loves it too.
And the Winged Dragon Ra's completely destroyed.
Yes.
And he just goes can squid and shit. It looks like he's humping them.
Yeah. Funny thing is, that was 2 separate shots right there. The one with Rodan.
Yeah.
That
Battery.
Yeah. And then this is where the whole battery snakes came from. Was he's going to eat his delicious dinner, the battery.
And Cthulhu just passes out.
He just passes out on it.
With his mouth wide open, it goes over the battery snake.
But how much do you think a battery snake would cost? Like $30?
Yeah, probably for
the restaurant of Raw.
because it's a fancy restaurant and everything's overpriced as shit.
Yeah.
The Cthulhu jumps on stage and he thinks he's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. Ignore the hand that's going up my ass.
Whoa, well, you're into that kind of shit, you know? Some people like having a giant hand pushed up their butt. But,
Although when I
just
watch it, I don't even think of the hand being
Yeah,
there
I know.
anyway.
I mean, that's how we have to move the muscles because our fingers go into the tentacles and it moves the mouth around.
And the thumb moves around the
One of the other
one of
tentacles,
the
yeah.
things. Yeah.
Oh, my arm, the arm, yeah, the thumb does the arm.
Yeah, and Meowth is still on the stage. I just realized that.
Apparently, after he flew in the sky.
And then he just fell back down to earth.
Yeah.
He's just knocked unconscious.
Yep. And Cthulhu makes the realization that it's hard as hell to be funny.
It is, honestly.
Yeah.
It's hard to come up with something funny to be funny.
Especially on the spot, and then Cthulhu gets whacked in the head with a hockey puck,
Yeah.
which is actually a table in the restaurant of Raw.
Yeah.
And he's like, I feel sleepy, and he just passes out.
Yeah, I wonder who threw that.
Random patron of the restaurant.
Yeah.
And Clark is apologizing to all the customers, basically damage control. What a manager does is nothing but damage control, essentially.
Basically, that's
Babysitter and damage control, that's the job of a manager.
for the most part.
Yeah. What's the difference between a babysitter and a manager?
I'm so sorry
Probably.
One babysits children, one babysits adults.
That's true.
So, and then Mothra gets super pissy. And it's just leaves.
Day just leaves him.
Yeah. And his day is just ruined.
Yeah, it's like his day is just ruined, and Deathlora's like,
Bitch, my dinner was ruined.
Yeah.
So you're not the only one.
So, basically, Destroyer walks up to Rodan and tells him to stop being a bitch.
yeah.
Time for the
Oh, I love this. It's Viagra. And then
Basically,
Lord
they're swapping
Zed's...
between Spinchbill and
My Little Pony.
Spinchbill YouTube Poops and My Little Pony.
Yeah, but one thing with Lord Zed's hand is apparently the shot for some reason. He just cropped his hand in there.
Yeah, I poorly cropped the hand because I'm too lazy.
One thing with the background for the Spinchville thing is like...
That was from Spinchbill Embarks on a Panty Raid by the now defunct Barney and Burnett.
Wow. What a name.
Yeah,
And they're using the DS as a TV stand
basically.
and your old iPhone.
Yeah, my old iPhone. I don't even use an iPhone anymore.
No, we're Androids. We're Fandroids now.
Yes.
And,
And this is where Mechagodzilla betrays
Betrays.
his friends because he thinks that they think they're replacing him.
yeah. one idea I actually had for ProjectGodzilla was he was gonna get shut down until episode 10, and then he like somehow magically gets reawakened. Like someone finds him up and turns on his on switch, and he realizes the error of his ways, and he saves the day.
Yeah.
He comes in, summons the Viking. Yeah, comes to summon the Viking, who was played by Chris, the kid who got shot in episode 4.
Yeah.
Let's see, and he was gonna be like this big Viking dude, and he was gonna like kick the shit out of Monster X, and
Pretty much.
that's how the day is saved.
Yeah.
That was the ending for episode 10 that we never made.
Yeah. Which would have been like, you wanted to make it a series finale that left on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a season 2, but it never happened.
Yep. And then it just ends the same way episode 7 ends, with being ominous.
Yes.
So, that was episode 8, Betrayal and Battery Stakes, which I think was one of the best episodes of the whole series.
Yeah, in my opinion, I agree. It was just one of the best.
I remembered when Chris first saw this episode, he was in love with it. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember. By the way, Chris, if you're watching this, you're
Shout
awesome.
out. Yeah, shout out.
Also, shout out, once again, another shout out to Monster Island Buddies, because you're awesome as well.
Yeah. And one more shout out to Chris.
Yes.
You better start playing Blaze Blue. I bought that game for you. I want you to play it.
Damn right.
So you better play it, get super amazing at it, and become the Blaze Blue Evo champion of 2020. Not 2019, 2020.
Yeah, because 2019 sucks so far.
Not that bad.
Yeah, true.
It just started, so.
Yeah. Alright, that was episode 8. Next episode will be the final episode of the original Project Godzilla series, the Thanksgiving episode. We will see you then. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe.
Bye.
Boy.